This will be a long one. Seraphine. She got released yesterday, I believe. Released on Twitter, and there was like a whole bunch of people crying out because, you know, like, Seraphine's out, you know, and they're just trying to support, you know, Riot Games and all of the things that they're bringing out that's like really good, you know, like their champions, you know, all the champion releases, all the skin releases, all, you know, X, Y, and Z, you know, trying to support. And Seraphine, I'm pretty sure within like the first 5 to 10 minutes, maybe even stretching it to 30 minutes, people were pretty happy with Seraphine because, you know, it was this big build-up and this big, you know, just amalgamation of like hype for Seraphine because, one, she was, you know, being promoted as being, you know, a KDA member in the group KDA. So as she was being promoted in that certain spotlight, I think for that little bit of time, freaking Seraphine, she lost all of her hype for being a champion. She like grew this hype into her just like being just another KDA member. But now, speaking, you know, after that 30-minute grace period, you know, all hell broke loose. all hell just broke loose on Twitter because it even trended on Twitter that Sona was trending. I don't exactly think Seraphine is cookie cutter Sona, you know. I think there are some certain things about Seraphine, you know, that make her different. But I can't really ignore the things that Seraphine is when you compare her to Sona, because like there's just a lot of things that Seraphine, she just looks like Sona, and I don't think it's, you know, the people who made all of those abilities and they made the animations, you know, I don't think it's none of their fault. It's 100% on Riot Games' fault. Like, I remember seeing a tweet that says there's a whole boardroom of people that are just spitballing ideas back and forth, and then you fall on this? Like, Seraphine, in all rights, could have been a Sona rework, because Sona needs a rework. Sona just needs a bone. Sona needs a bone thrown to her, because Sona, she's just an old, dated champion, and I think Sona really could use a update. And I think Seraphine stole it. There's this picture of like a Sona picture with clown makeup all over it. It's like Riot Games is really clowning on their fan base right now, and it's really oof. It's really yikes. It's a real bruh moment, and I don't really enjoy just seeing part of the fan base feel like they got cucked out of getting a potential rework. Honestly, it's so bad, because how can you give this champion, you know, like, just something that should have been given to Sona in the first place? I honestly think Seraphine, Seraphine's a fine champion. Seraphine, you know, albeit looks fine. I thought the Twitter thing was fine. There's obviously some people that don't think the Twitter was fine, and I agree, because, you know, like, some of the stuff, it was a little sus, but I honestly think that
Seraphine just shouldn't have been a champion, and they should have just gave Sona the rework and throw the Sona mains a little bit of a bone, because, you know, Riot's been updating all of these champions and whatnot, but like, just throw them a small little bit of love. Just show them a little bit of love, and it can go a long way. A long way. If we're on the topic of like showing champions like little bits of love, you know, it would have been really nice to like not release a new champion with an ultimate skin. Like, hearing Seraphine coming out of the gate with a skin, a ultimate skin. What? What?
Right. Just stop. Call back Seraphine. Call off Worlds. NA needs to win.